You take the wax, gently pull it off, and it will be dangling from the spool. You take your fingers and you twist the bobbin so the thread will dangle down. And you just keep twisting until you have the correct amount of thread that you would like. Take a small piece of wax like so, wrap it around the thread, roll it up in a ball, and press it back on top of the bobbin. Now you have the bobbin with the thread connected to it and the piece of wax dangling down on the piece of thread you're going to use. Then, now how do you detach this piece of thread without breaking it off of this wax? You peel off another small piece of wax like so. Let this piece dangle. You take this piece of wax and you wrap it around the thread just like you did previously. Roll it in a ball. And now you have ball of wax, thread, ball of wax, thread, ball of wax. Between these two balls of wax, you simply break the thread. And now you have a perfect piece of thread for tying a loop. Step 1. To tie an invisible elastic hoop by hand, you need 10 inches of non-stretched elastic with a ball of wax on each end. This is approximately 18 inches of thread for demonstration purposes only. Step 2. Take the thread, dangle one of the balls of wax, and just run it over the crotch of your thumb and attach both balls of wax together. Roll them in a nice little ball. Step 3. Take your left hand's fingers and push the thread onto your wrist. Step 4. Take the pad of your left hand, thumb, press down on both pieces of thread, like so, and wrap the thread over your index finger and around your middle finger once, like so. Step 5. Take the ball of wax and push it behind the thread and pull it through with your middle finger of your right hand and roll it like so. Repeat this one more time. With your thumb, push the ball of wax behind the thread and roll it through your right index finger. Transfer the ball of wax to your left middle finger. Step 6. Take the thread, pull it off of your middle index finger, and grab the left side of the thread with your index and thumb. Pull on the ball of wax to tighten the knot. Step 7. Find the knot and break the thread 1 centimeter above the knot, right here. As you break, you will let go of the thread between your left thumb and your left index finger, and the loop will snap onto your wrist. You now have a nice tight loop onto your left wrist. To transfer this loop, you will simply grab the loop on top of your wrist and run your right hand's fingers through like so. Twist it on and let it snap onto your right hand. To do the crawling fork, you have the loop wrapped around your hand like so. You take the fork, you take the prong, press it firmly up against your palm, and the loop will link into the fork. You then grab the bottom of the fork with your middle finger and thumb, like so. You now have a fork with a loop attached to it. You then take the fork, set it down on the ground, and casually just move your hand to the right so the fork flows with it. The loop will snap off of the fork, and the spectator may pick it up at any time. The only hard part to doing the crawling fork effect is the moment of misdirection, because you have to take the prongs and run them along the palm of your hand to attach the loop. So you want to have the spectator examine the fork, take the fork back, cover your hand casually, and attach the loop like so. Or you can say, I need to build up some static electricity, and you rub it on your hand like this. Then you grab the fork, and you proceed to go back down to the ground, and you just casually tap your fingers and pull, and the fork will follow with you. As soon as the fork turns to the right, the loop will snap off of the fork, and you can get up totally clean and walk away from it. It's fully examinable, and it comes from the concentrated magnetic energy. The next effect is the fork that climbs out of the glass. And what I do is I take the fork, I hand it to the spectator to examine, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. There you go. Then I take the cup and hand it to the spectator to examine. As I give him the cup to examine, I take the fork and I run it across my palm and attach the loop onto the fork and grab it with my middle finger and thumb. I ask them, is the cup normal? Then I tell them to hold the cup again. I take the fork and I stick it inside of the cup like so. I now tell them to concentrate onto the fork and watch it ever so slowly. The fork climbs right out of the cup. The cup's completely examinable, and now the fork is completely examinable. You can walk away, and you've baffled everyone in your audience. The best part about the fork and the cup is the cup and the fork is actually in the spectator's hand, and they actually believe that they're helping you in creating the magic effect. That's what I love about this effect, because it's so nonchalant. You stick the cup and the fork in their hand, and it's great for parties because it's perfect with plastic cups and plastic forks. Make sure it's totally normal. As I'm doing this, I take my loop off of the palm of my hand and wrap it over my thumb like so. And what I'll do